So my people, we got a Canadian white lady that buys 22 acres of land in Jamaica, and it's literally caused an uproar. It's caused an uproar. Let's get into this. Let's listen to what's happening. They said her family has began a new chapter after purchasing 22 acres of land in Hanover, Jamaica, following what they believe is God's calling to relocate from Canada. By the two adopted children and an 83-year-old father living with dementia, they say that they are stepping out in the faith and trusting God's plan for their future.
So it is official, and we have signed the sale agreement for this beautiful 22 acres in Hanover, and we are starting to just do some light clearing, and not bringing in any heavy machinery. Just trying to figure out the lay of the land right now so we know where to build our ministry, and I'll take you on a little tour.
Obviously, let's get into this. Yeah, this is the reactions, guys.
Let's stop pretending race has nothing to do with this. It does. When people hear that a white Canadian has bought 22 acres in a majority black country like Jamaica, they're not reaching in a vacuum. They're reacting to history. History tells us that wealth, land and power have not been distributed equally. History tells us that European colonial powers accumulated enormous wealth through the Caribbean, while many Caribbean nations still struggle with inequality and unequal access to land and capital today. So yes, race is part of why people ask questions. Not because...
And even before I even get into this, let me get into a segment here.
White woman from Canada come down to Jamaica and go buy 22 acre out of Hanover and say she'll go put up one church and invite all our whitey friend them come down to Jamaica. This is why we need land reform in a Jamaica. This is why me tell Jamaicans say we need to come out on the yard, because they might use the laws them where they on the books them if can't take where we land. This is what you call gentrification. This is what you call colonization. Jamaica don't need no more bumbuckler church. Jamaicans don't need to come home. And if you need help to come home, me will help you know. Because we have to stop this form of colonization. Why she never go to Europe? Why she never stay in a Canada? Why she come down to Jamaica? Because them give her tax-free land to come start a ministry. You better come down, and if you need help for come down, me will teach you the very same laws where she use. Why too much?
And
y'all, this white lady just brought 22 acres of land in Jamaica. And when I tell you it's plush, it's something out of a Disney fairy tale movie. Check this out.
So it is official, and
at peace for a moment, right? And you know what's crazy? All the Jamaican on Jamaican crime, like you have Jamaicans coming back from the UK, coming back from the US. I'm talking about some with a little change. Some with a little change. They telling them, hey, you gotta hide your wealth. Hey, be careful how you move. They might kidnap you and unalive you because you got a little money. They can't even live at peace amongst their people in their own neighborhoods. Whereas you have this white lady. Now, I don't wish none of that bad stuff on anybody. Just purchased 22 acres of land, living her best, like living a fairy tale. About to put up some missionaries, according to her, and convert a couple of people. And she don't have anything to worry about. But yeah, I wonder how many individual Jamaicans could afford 22 acres of land. That's a lot of land. Man, she live in paradise. And she got her a couple of ponds. She probably be right there by the ocean, man. There's no walls blocking her view from seeing the ocean. But yeah, thank you, lady. Whoever you are, thank you for that video. It was pleasant. Y'all.
This lady's name is Catherine McLean. She's a Canadian white woman who moved to Jamaica after purchasing 22 acres of land in Anova. Her and her family picked up from Canada and moved over to Jamaica. In my opinion, this is setting a very bad precedent of straight gentrification and colonization. Many Jamaicans are even referring to this build as modern day plantations. Because if you genuinely care
modern day plantation
about Jamaica, you love Jamaica, you care about the Jamaican people, then why are you taking their land and resources?
Someone said it's a cult. It's just the beginning. Are Jamaicans allowed to purchase 22 acres of land in calendar? That's true.
Now, on the surface, this may not seem like a bad thing because she talks about how
people said she bought the land. What's wrong with that? Someone said you need to go back to school. You need more school jobs. Blame the government. True, blame the government. Colonizers never think there's nothing wrong. Colonizers never think there's nothing wrong with what they do. Position poison on earth.
She's been helping communities, helping people to rebuild their homes, supporting locals, things like that. The sinister part comes in when she's talking about turning this 22 acres of land into a ministry. She talks about how her religion, Christianity, and how Jesus Christ gave her a calling to come over to Jamaica and start this ministry so she can help the people. I'm calling bullshit. Right now, I'm calling bullshit. I think it's a wonderful thing that you want to help the locals of Jamaica, but if you were genuine about helping them, you would not take land from them. It's really that simple. In my opinion, it's very audacious for this woman to come online and brag about how she has just purchased 22 acres of land. 22 acres of land that could have gone to people's families that currently live in Jamaica. Not to mention the fact that many...
she and her family starting a cult. Don't make me laugh.
Jamaicans right now are suffering not only with the hospitals, but as resort workers, folks who are still recovering from Melissa. And then, of course, there's a question of beach access. Yet this lady can come waltz in, purchase 22 acres of land, and invite more white people to come over to Jamaica. Encourage more people to take up land. This is how gentrification starts. This is colonization at its finest. You come under the guise of religion. You come under the guise of helping people. But if you were genuinely helping people, you would not take their resources. You would not take their land. You would not water it down with your whiteness. I'm not okay with this, and I know many people are not okay with this. But then you do have some people in there who will defend this in the name of Jesus Christ. Let me know what y'all think of this.
Yeah, let me know what you think. And
every white person has bad intentions, but because history has taught people that power matters, ownership matters, and who controls land matters. If you're buying 22 acres in Jamaica, people are going to ask who benefits, who gets access, who owns it. What does this mean for local Jamaicans? Those aren't racist questions. Those are questions about accountability and about protecting a country's future. If the project ends up benefiting local Jamaicans, creating jobs and respecting the community, that's a positive outcome. But nobody should expect Jamaicans to ignore history and simply assume everything will work out. Communities have every right to ask questions when significant amounts of land change hands. For me, this isn't about hating anybody. It's about recognizing that land ownership, economic power, and history are connected. If we care about Jamaica's future, those are conversations we shouldn't be afraid to have. So my message to Jamaicans is this: protect your country's future. Don't be afraid to ask difficult questions when significant amounts of land are being bought or major developments are being proposed. Ask who benefits, who owns the land, what opportunities are being created for ordinary Jamaicans. Will this project leave Jamaica stronger than it found it? A nation has every right to make sure development serves its own people first. That's not hatred, that's stewardship. Oh Lord, this is a word. History has taught us that decisions about land and ownership can shape generations. So don't switch off your critical thinking just because someone says they have good intentions. Good intentions should be matched by transparency, accountability, and real benefits for the communities affected. Jamaica's future should be shaped by decisions that strengthen Jamaican communities, preserve Jamaican culture, and expand opportunities for Jamaicans. That's the conversations I believe we should be having.
Big shout out to Sis, man. Very powerful. Yeah, very powerful.
And I'll take you on a little tour.
White people, why do y'all do shit like this? Like, why? Why? You can't stand the fact that you have to share a country with black people. You can't stand immigrants, especially those of brown or black skin. You hate the fucking idea. But yet, here you are, frolicking in our fucking lands. Can't seem to stay away from us. And then she's talking about building a ministry. Them Jamaican people don't give a damn about the God you believe in. They didn't ask you to come there and build no goddamn church, lady. They don't need that shit. Man, if you want to take your ass back to America and buy some property out there, build your little white picket fence and shit.
Like people, oh my God. I know this is what happened to real Jamaicans. For millions of people, Jamaicans is ultimate.
Need my beach. Without my beach, I cannot walk. This is what helped me to walk on my legs.
Over the past year, I've been investigating why so many Jamaicans say they can't step foot on their own beaches.
I'm not accessing a hotel or the amenities, just the beach we get.
All right, hear me.
Jamaica for Jamaicans, or is Jamaica for the Canadians and the Americans and the Europeans? Who is Jamaica for?
A group of friends tried to access the Blue Lagoon very early in the morning, and they were greeted by police with guns.
The shocking statistic: just 1% of beaches on the island are free and accessible for locals.
Wow. Wow. Crazy.
Meaning many Jamaicans are landlocked in their own country.
Fences all the way from the land, all the way into the water.
You can't say you're a fisherman if you don't have a beach.
I was a beach baby, like I was a seawater baby.
First, I thought these were isolated incidents, but as I travelled around the island from Bob Marley Beach in Bull Bay to Porto Seco and Montego Bay, I realised that this is a conversation happening almost everywhere.
The government doesn't look after people properly. It looks after big business, overseas hotel owners, and private individuals.
They don't understand what it means to love your country before self.
So the people have to rise up and defend what is their own.
They say decades of tourism development, private investment and colonial laws have made it harder for ordinary Jamaicans to get to the sea. But that's only one side of the story. I also spoke to people who say private investment has transformed the beaches that had fallen into disrepair.
This conversation about free beaches, I think it's kind of old.
I also sat down with Susanna Marley, Bob Marley's daughter.
Simple. It's just like Daddy's song. it's like one love, one beach.
Since we filmed this documentary, recent hurricanes have created a brand new challenge. Campaigners now fear changes to the law could make the fight over public beaches even more difficult.
And using this Hurricane Melissa in a disaster capitalism way to now advance their goals and objective to take valuable coastal lands.
Whether you agree with the campaigners or not, one thing became clear over months of reporting this story. For many Jamaicans, this isn't about the sand and sea. It's about who gets to call the coastline their own.
They don't own it. This is God's creation. We shouldn't send them off. I'm not saying they can't have the private section, but they can bar the people who born here, born and bred here, robbing them of their birthright. This is our birthright. And we're supposed to enjoy God's creation, our birthright. Yes?
Madness, man. Madness going on around the world, man. Madness. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.